Welcome back, everybody. All this week, we are bringing you, and will continue to bring you, a 5-part series entitled Heroes of the Humane Society. Clarke Heipel goes in depth to properly and in-depthly, if that's a word, show the inner workings of the shelter, including animal rescue, spay and neuter services, and of course, adoptions. Here's Clarke with part 2.
Your TV North Bay is proud to present Heroes of the Humane Society, Part 2, OSPCA Ride-Along.
We head out on the road with OSPCA Inspector Nicole Driscoll. I asked her for her personal account of the infamous North Bay downtown apartment rat investigation, which saw hundreds of rats running free in one apartment unit. The news of this broke in December of 2016.
To be specific, 606 rats were removed from an apartment. That individual was charged and convicted under the Ontario OSPCA Act for a number of different offenses, but primarily permitting animals to be in distress. That individual was sentenced to a 20-year prohibition, so not being able to own, care for, or live with animals except for 4 male rats. So as those rats die off, they cannot be replaced, and this individual cannot, get a dog or a cat or anything else.
And this investigation made national news. Just the sheer vast amount of animals in one space. Have you seen anything like that before?
Absolutely not. No, that was a whole new level of extreme for us. They were everywhere throughout the apartment. So yeah, it didn't surprise me that made national news. That's a large number of rats for one person to have.
From over 600 animals to just one. It just takes one animal to leave a lasting memory on this inspector who's pretty much seen it all.
A border collie type dog that had ingested a stone, and the owner was refusing to treat the dog. So basically he had a blockage in his intestinal tract, and he was unable to eat. Every time he'd eat, he'd swallow the food, it would hit the stone and he'd puke. So the dog had been living like that for approximately a month that we know of, and of course was just losing body fat every day because he was unable to eat anything. We tried working with the owner to get him to do the right thing and take the dog to the vet, and for multiple different reasons chose not to. So we ended up executing an Ontario SPCA search warrant and removing the dog. It was late at night. I don't know why the date always sticks out for me. It was April 1st, April Fool's Day. It was late at night by the time we had applied for the warrant, and it was granted and got him to the vet. I believe it was about 10:30 at night, sitting in the vet clinic with the veterinarian doing surgery, and it was touch and go. We weren't sure if he was going to make it because he'd been left in such a state for such an extended period of time, and he's one that's always stuck out for me. He made it through surgery, thankfully, very well. Veterinarian spent the night with him and the course of the weekend. I think it was a Friday actually too, so spent the weekend and the night with him to make sure that he recovered well, and which he did, and he was adopted and is living the life of luxury. We've actually gone to visit him in his new home a couple of times, and he's living the life that he deserves now for sure.
And when you're out on a call, I'm sure other calls come through and you have to prioritize?
Yes, we do. So sometimes you'll have your day planned and you put your calls in order and you think, okay, it's going to be a smooth day, and then something will throw a wrench in the...
That never happens to me either. Nothing. That never happens. It's always smooth, right?
It's impossible. So, I mean, yeah, sometimes we'll get a dog and car. Obviously, those take priority. If we have an animal that's in immediate life-threatening distress, I mean, that takes priority. So you can have an A to Z plan of how you think your day is going to go, and it never ends up that way.
Do stay tuned to Cogeco News, as on Wednesday we will feature part 3 of Heroes of the Humane Society. I will introduce you to Ron and Wilma Schweitzer, veterinarian and vet clinic manager at the Humane Society. I had the chance to sit in on a neutering procedure. We discussed the importance of spay-neuter services at the Humane Society.
This has been part 2 of Heroes of the Humane Society.